159 years of history were pushed to the limit this season, but Sheffield Wednesday may finally have a date that marks the end of Deshfon Chansiri's era. According to confirmation from the Sheffield Star, the 1st of May is the internal target for ratifying the sale to Arise Capital, a date that carries the weight of a campaign already recorded as the worst in 136 years of the English Football League, with relegation confirmed before February had even closed. What remains now is no longer competition, but reconstruction. David Storch's interim leadership has chosen to treat the final home match against West Bromwich Albion not as a formality, but as a ritual. Ticket prices dropping to as low as £5 are not merely a commercial move, they represent an attempt to refill Hillsborough with belief. After a season defined by absence, frustration, and protest, the club is trying to rebuild its identity in one controlled, symbolic moment before the reset begins. The urgency surrounding the 1st of May is not emotional, it is procedural. Reporting from Alex Miller makes it clear that this deadline exists because the governance of English football is shifting. If the takeover slips beyond April, responsibility for approval moves from the leagues to the incoming independent football regulator. That change introduces a layer of uncertainty that Sheffield Wednesday simply cannot afford. A deal completed under the current framework is predictable. A delayed one becomes exposed to new scrutiny, timelines, and possible intervention. For Storch and his team, this is not just a race against time, but against structural change. The collapse of the previous bid led by James Board has already stretched the process to its limits. Now, every legal document, financial guarantee, and compliance check must align within a shrinking window. The 1st of May is not simply a target, it is the last clean exit before the rules shift mid-process. What sits behind this urgency is a legacy that cannot be softened. The Chansiri era leaves scars that go far beyond relegation. Administration in October triggered an 18-point deduction, effectively sealing the club's fate and turning survival into mathematics rather than performance. The financial instability that followed has not disappeared with the promise of new ownership. Even if the takeover is completed on time, expectations remain that Sheffield Wednesday will begin life in League One with a further 15-point deduction due to unpaid creditors. This is the paradox of their position. Freedom arrives with a cost that delays its benefits. The club is, in effect, borrowing stability from its future to settle the debts of its past. In this environment, transparency becomes currency. Storch's communication has provided a rare sense of clarity, offering supporters something they have lacked for years: alignment between what is said and what is seen. That is why the match against West Bromwich Albion carries significance far beyond its sporting value. On paper, it is a dead rubber. In reality, it is the first controlled test of a new regime. Filling Hillsborough on the 2nd of May is not about one result. It is about proving that the connection between club and community can still be rebuilt in time to support what comes next. A full stadium becomes proof of concept. It signals to players, investors, and regulators that the institution still has weight, still has reach, and still has a foundation worth rebuilding. The timing is critical. Entering the summer with ownership resolved allows recruitment, budgeting, and planning to move forward without hesitation. Missing that window risks turning one lost season into two. So the question now shifts from what has happened to what comes next. Do you believe that the 1st of May will truly mark the beginning of a new era? Or does the shadow of that expected 15-point deduction still carry too much weight to celebrate? And when the gates open at Hillsborough for that final match, will you be there to witness the end of one chapter and the beginning of another under Arise Capital?